Okay, so here comes the fun part. In other words, the time consuming part. Okay, so we've got the audio and the video lined up, and we're off to a good start. Now, all I need to do is I basically need to just grind it out. I need to listen to my video or play my video and make adjustments accordingly as I go through the video. So, for example, I'm going to be listening to the slides, and I'll notice that there'll be certain parts in the video where the slides don't line up with the audio. So I'll just have to make those adjustments. So basically, I'm going to stop talking and basically just work on the screen and let this video play, and you can watch as I'm doing this. And when I stop to make an adjustment, I'll basically tell you what I'm going to do. So let's go ahead and just do that, and then eventually we'll get to the point where we can add the background music and line it up and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and do it.
Hey, what's up? It's Peter Beatty here, and I'm here with my friend Jamie Go Get a Garside. And if you're a local marketer, a web designer, or if you just make money by selling websites to local businesses, we've got something really cool to show you here today in this video. We've got something that's going to save you loads of time and help you drastically increase the profits in your business. And you might just be asking, what exactly are we talking about? Well, you just have to stick around for the next 5 minutes or so until the end of this video to find out. But trust us, it will.
Okay, so we can see right now that this slide is coming in a little bit too quickly. We haven't started, or Jamie hasn't started talking about local marketing, the huge potential of local marketing yet. So what we want to do is we want to go back to the slide, the last slide that was good, and basically trim the clip and move it ahead a little bit. You'll see. So let's press play.
5 minutes or so until the end of this video to find out.
Okay, so you can see that the clip kind of goes away a little bit too quickly, so I'm going to split it right before the animation starts. I'm going to use my right and left arrow keys on my keyboard to get to the point on the clip where the animation starts. So you can see that it starts right about, still getting smaller, starts right about here. So I'm going to make sure I have the video portion of my clip highlighted by clicking on it, and I'm going to tap S on my keyboard to split the clip. Now I'm going to do that screenshot thing again. So I'm going to take a snapshot of this image here. I'm going to just save it on my computer. I'm going to move the remaining part of my clip out of the way. Okay. I'm going to click and drag my screenshot down after my video. So you won't even be able to see.
Find out.
Well, actually, you do see it. We might have trimmed our clip a little bit too early.
Till the end of this video to find out.
Alright, so something's not right here. I'm going to retrim this. I'll have to take a new screenshot here because it looks like we made our screenshot a little bit further down the timeline than what we wanted. So I'm just going to overwrite the one here and see what that does.
Next 5 minutes or so until the end of this video to find out. But trust us, it will be worth the wait.
Okay, so this is where we want the transition to happen. So we basically inserted our image to make up for this amount of time here. So our animation happened this amount of time too early. So I'm going to drag the rest of our clip back, and remember, this is where our animation of our text flying off the screen starts to happen. And this little blip of audio right here is where Jamie starts to talk about the potential in local marketing. So that's pretty much lined up where we want it on the slide. So basically we just split our clip, which is basically here and here, and in between that split we added a still image of our slide, just sitting there hanging out. And then when we want our slide to animate, we basically moved it to that point. So let's now watch it and see how it lines up. We might have to make one final adjustment.
5 minutes or so until the end of this video to find out. But trust us, it will be worth the wait.
So we all know there is a huge income.
Okay, so that lines up pretty good. So basically I'm going to continue listening to the video, and I'll have to do that, a couple more times, I'm sure. But let's just go ahead and listen and see how it goes.
potential in the offline arena. That goes without saying. And one of the easiest and most common ways that people choose to make money within the local market.
Okay, so now we can see that Jamie starts talking about one of the easiest and most common ways for people to make money in local marketing is by selling a website to a local business. And as soon as he starts talking about that, we want this slide to appear. So we're going to go back to the obvious local marketing is a goldmine slide, and we want to find the very end of that slide, just like we did the last time, and split the clip right before the animation happens, which looks to be right about there. I'm going to back up just a little bit for good measure. Select my clip, tap S for split, click and drag the remaining clip out of the way. Okay, and I'm going to take a snapshot of this right here. And I'm going to listen to where Jamie starts talking about the most common ways people make money is by selling websites.
That people choose to make money within the local marketing scene is, of course, selling websites.
Okay, so we actually have to do the opposite here. We actually have to move this, shorten, or move our animation earlier down the timeline. So let's go ahead and listen to where he starts talking about that.
And one of the easy.
Okay, so right about there is where we want the animation to happen. So what we're going to do is split our clip. And you can see that it looks good right there, so we can just go ahead and delete that because nothing happens. And now we might just get away with just clicking and dragging the remaining portion of our video over there. We might not even need a still image. So let's see how that works out.
Without saying, and one of the easiest and most common.
Okay, perfect. So basically all I did there is just I split the clip and I basically cut out the extra waiting time that we had in between the animations. Okay, so let's continue on.
Without saying, and one of the easiest and most common ways that people choose to make money within the local marketing scene is, of course, selling websites to local businesses. Now, some people choose to offer web design as a service and charge businesses a flat fee, while others choose to build and rank them in advance, either flip them or rent them out for long-term recurring income. I've spoken about this myself on several occasions, but it all boils down to one thing: building local websites quickly. And if you build local websites, I am pretty sure you've asked yourself this very question: where on earth can I find some nice WordPress themes to use for my local client websites? In fact, you're not alone there. Myself and Peter receive emails on a daily basis. Where can I find WordPress themes for local websites? Which is the best theme to use? Which themes are you using with your clients? And our usual response is to point people to check out the so-called big name theme designers like StudioPress, Woo Themes, or even iThemes, because those are the themes we used to use.
But for those of us who build local websites, most of the premium themes available on the market right now just don't cut it out of the box. They all need to be heavily customized to look like a website that actually represents a local business versus an online business or some type of blog. And being in the local marketing scene ourselves, both Jamie and I realize this. We know you have realized this too. But since this was kind of our only option, we all kind of bit our tongues and, just sucked it up and used what we had available to us. Until now, Jamie and I have decided to...
Okay, so we finally get to a point where we need to make some adjustments. We hit a good stride there where we didn't have to make any adjustments to the video or the audio, but you can hear me saying until now, and until now is not on the screen yet, so I'm going to line it up so it is. So let's get to the point of the audio where I say until now.
Until now.
Which is right about there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to split my audio clip just to keep track of where that happens. I have not split my video clip, but basically I want to get to the point on the video where this text here starts to animate out and the until now text starts to come in. So let's get to that point.
To us. Until now.
Okay, so I'm going to back up, use my arrow keys on my keyboard to get to the point where this animation begins, which is right about there. I'm going to tap S on my keyboard to split my clip. And what I'm going to do here is just click and drag this animation over, or this video over. And I can see that it still doesn't line up.
Until now. Jamie and I...
And you can actually see that transition from this slide to the next one actually takes a little bit longer than I really need it to. So what I'm going to have to do is just basically speed up this portion of the clip. So I'm going to leave that for the next video since we're getting around 10 minutes long. So I will see you in the next video.